Perhaps we can enjoy the silence together.
Francesca Bridgerton and John Sterling, Lord of Kilmartin's story is the best storyline so far when it comes to Bridgerton Season 3, Part 1. I love Colin and Penelope like everyone else, but seeing how Francesca and John's story develops is the most interesting. I mean, being able to connect just on pure silence alone, but still able to have a sincere connection is a dream come true. Francesca's mother, Violet, desperately wants her daughter to find love on her first season out. She's uninterested in every man that approaches her. She just shoots them down one by one. For one, they're trying way too hard. They don't have similar interests, and they just talk way too much. She did try to give Lord Samadani a chance, only because the queen herself handpicked him for her, and she didn't want to upset the queen because it would be a slap in the face. So she went along with it for a while, but you can tell she didn't really like him, especially after he said he wanted a big family. She was done.
In fact, I wish to have 8 children of my own, so my home will always be filled with constant chatter.
If you'll excuse me a moment.
Constant chatter is the last thing she ever wants to hear. That's a nightmare for her. She had to go outside and get some air after hearing that. And that's where her and John meet for the first time. Outside of the Hawkins ball, where they could get some peace and quiet away from everyone. And even though they both spoke very little, you can tell the sparks were flying.
Forgive me, I was so pleased.
It needs some quiet. I've been in search of it all night.
And for once, Francesca seemed interested in someone. They both spoke only a few words, just saying good evening, and agreed to just enjoy the quiet together. And that's how they connected. They stood there comfortable in their silence. And even though they were both quiet, the vibes and the chemistry was definitely there. And you can tell Francesca liked him because of this awkward walk she did while walking away. And we saw just how much John liked Francesca when he just popped up at her house unannounced. He just had to see her, and Francesca was just as excited to see him. And just what did they do when he got there? You guessed it, sit in silence.
She does not speak to him. I thought one had to use wit or banter to dissuade a suitor, but simple silence is radically more effective.
And you can tell this made them even more interested in each other and like each other more because they just get each other. They don't have to explain anything to each other because they just get it. They don't have to say it because they already know. They don't get around each other and try to be something that they're not.
Perhaps they are enjoying themselves.
But how will they know each other if they do not speak?
Even by the way she excitedly walks up to him while they're on the street. Even her mom was like, hold up now. You like him?
Are you interested in him?
Here is where they were finally able to meet each other properly and introduce themselves. The conversation was awkward, but that's just how they are. But it really got awkward when no one knew what to say. So John points out how good the music sounds, and she's like, actually, no, it doesn't sound good. She describes to him how she would like it to sound, how she would like it to be, and how it would sound better if it was slowed down. After this, he just excuses himself and walks away. It was actually kind of funny, but Francesca didn't think so at all. She was like, no, I'm not interested in him. Her feelings was hurt. But it turns out the only reason why he walked away was because once he knew she didn't like the music, he thought, I have to make it right. So he arranged a special version of the way she would have liked it to sound and gives it to her the next time he sees her while they're at this ball. That's love right there. Go ahead and rearrange a song for me. And it's this moment right here where Francesca sees that her and John not only share the love of being in complete silence, they share the love of music as well. And this show's actions speak louder than words. By getting this song rearranged for her, Violet was finally able to see just how happy John made her daughter. Even though she doesn't understand their connection, she knows and can see that Lord Samadani does not make her daughter happy at all. And it doesn't even matter if the queen handpicked him herself for her. It's her daughter's decision at the end of the day, and she's going to stand by her daughter's side. All she wants is for her daughter to be happy, just like she does for all of her children. Because one thing you already know she's going to do is stand by her kid's side. It's just going to be interesting to see in part 2 how the queen takes this. But what I'm most interested in is seeing how the rest of Francesca and John's story plays out. But we know from the books that John does end up dying about 2 years after they get married. But I'm just wondering if they're going to follow the books exactly, because in part 1 they didn't exactly do that. I mean, will we even see a wedding from John and Francesca in part 2? Maybe they'll end up switching things up a little bit. We're gonna have to see. But let me know if you agree with me. Do you think that John and Francesca's story is the best one so far in part 1? And how do you even feel about John and Francesca? Let me know down in the comments so we can talk about it. And if you haven't already and want to see more videos like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.